Question of the day: how long has it been since you started your self-improvement journey? I'm Marlon, and on this channel I share with you tips and strategies in ways that you can improve your life. John Roth said, "You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with," and I'm a very big believer of that. And today I'm going to be sharing with you my 6 signs that you have a bad friend and you should probably distance yourself from them. Or in fact that you might be a bad friend and should probably reassess yourself and see if there's anything you can do to improve that. Number 1, which is more of a yes or no question, you can leave this for last after we go through everything else, is this person a positive or negative influence on your life? I don't like dealing with maybes because maybes don't give you any results. So yes or no, leave that for the end if you don't feel like answering it right now. Number 2, you don't feel comfortable being yourself around this person. You should be able to be yourself around any friends you're with, and what I mean by don't feel comfortable is you feel that you need to either water down your personality or overhype your personality. So let's say if you're a very monotone person, when you're with your friends, you go high pitch and you're like, oh my God, what am I doing? What am I doing? Or if you're very high energy and if you be around your friends, you have to be like, oh no. So that is one thing I would say as far as being more comfortable with your friend, because it is very stressful because you have to keep consistently acting outside of your character, which is very draining in some cases, especially if you're not very high energy and you have to pretend you are. So you have to do a lot more movements, a lot more everything than you're normally used to. That is very draining. Sign number 3, which is more of a sign number 1 for me personally, is they have no intention of improving themselves. So this more is aligned with if they play the victim a lot. So I'll use an example. Let's say if you're somebody that complains about your job and say, I hate my job, I hate how much I get paid, I hate this, I hate that, and they're coming to complain to you. Now, let's say this is your friend that is complaining about that, but you know they're actively looking for a job. So they're complaining about how much they hate their job, simultaneously letting you know that they are looking for a new job or looking for some way to get in a better situation. Now that is okay in most cases because a lot of these people that are doing this, they just want to get that feeling out there and not have it fester inside, and they feel comfortable enough in you in telling you how they feel. But they're still working towards something, working towards fixing their own issues. And they might be coming to you for advice or something. You can give them advice, but don't tell them specifically what to do, how to do it, because everybody's different. Give them advice and give them routes so they can take that you think that would work for them, and they can choose whichever one they want. Now when you have a bad friend, what they'll do is come the same thing. They'll complain about how they hate their job, how they hate this, they don't want to do this, they want to do that, and don't do anything about it. These are the ones you should watch out for, because as I stated earlier, you are the average of the people you spend your most time with. Even though you think you're not going to be influenced by them complaining and not wanting to do anything, you will be. In some subconscious way, you will be affected by them. And that is, for me, my number 1 thing that I look for. But on this list, I will put it as number 3 in the most general sense. Number 4, they put next to no effort to communicate with you. In most cases, this is probably a sign of a friendship that's either ended or they just want to keep you around for when there's nothing to do. So for me, for example, me and my friends really don't hang out a lot, and it's mostly because we all work on different schedules and we live fairly far away from each other, and we're not a group of people that hang out. We play video games together online every once in a blue moon, but that's about it. That's how we all are. That's how we all communicate. But when we do see each other, we hang out, do a lot of crazy stuff. Or if we ever have time where we're off together, we invite each other and go out. That's been the way since day 1. And I like that, because if I see them anywhere, the second I see them, we go hang out and do something else. Now, if you're in a situation like that, that's how it started. There's no big deal. Now, let's say if you're in a situation where you and your friend used to hang out a lot and you have to consistently contact them because they completely, I think the term is ghosting you. So you have to consistently contact them. The only time they want to hang out with you is if their plans fell through and you're the last resort of somebody they want to hang out. That is a surefire sign that they might not be a very good friend. And this is actually the easiest one to deal with, because if they're already are ignoring you or not paying attention to you, you can just say, hey, you know what? I understand that they're a bad friend. I'm not going to contact them anymore. Or you're going to trickle it down and move on. That's probably the easiest one to deal with. Number 5, you feel like you're competing against each other. Now, rivalry is always a good thing when it comes to self-improvement, because you have somebody to say, hey, you're doing good, you need to do better. So the way I just worded that is very nice. So your friend is doing very good at work and they know you're trying to do the same thing, and you're like, oh man, you'll do good, you'll do this, I know you can. Support. But you guys have that rivalry where they're like, you know what, I'm not going to lose to you. Just rivalry, or a way where you're both supporting each other to improve. That is something really good. Now, if you have another friend, they're trying to not only outdo you, but simultaneously put you down, that is a big sign. So let's say if you and your friend, I'll use self-improvement because that's what this channel is about. You both are starting a self-improvement journey. You're having a hard time figuring out where you want to start, and you're like, you started with an audiobook. Your friend now is on their second audiobook, or even their first. You both are on your first audiobook, and they'll be like, that audiobook is bad. You should just stop doing all of this. That is not right. Now, if they said, hey, I don't like that audiobook because so and so and so, why don't you try this one? I like the way this one, I think this will benefit you a lot more. See how that sounds? They say their complaint, why they don't like this or this, which was the audiobook, and for instance, and then they say, hey, let me give you something that's gonna help you out. They don't say bad, you should just not do it and sit down somewhere. It's a big difference. Number 6, they really just don't care about your feelings, which I don't know if you can take it from majority of the ones I've gone through. They don't care about how you feel. Let's say if you have a very bad day, they could care less. They talk about themselves. They ignore you completely. Or let's say if you have a good day, they'll come and say something to put you down. And that's the simplest way I can put that. They have no consideration to how you feel or even care about how you feel. Their only concern is themselves. That was my 6 signs and how you can identify a bad friend. There is a lot more out there. Hopefully, if you realize that you're one of these people that actually do a few of the things on this list, you start to understand like, hey, I probably should not do that. If you're somebody that sits there and you do complain a lot and don't do anything, at least you recognize that, which is very good. Start making a list and start trying to figure out what you can do. If you're somebody that doesn't really care about your friends' feelings, try to be a little bit more susceptible to that. If you're somebody that just doesn't want to talk to the other person, you ignore them. Just end the friendship. If you really don't want to spend time with them, it's understandable. People grow apart. They want to go about their own day. Just do that. And that question, is that person a positive or negative influence on your life? You should probably answer that now. But besides that, I'm Marlon. I'll see you guys later. Make sure you watch the next video, which I think is that way. Not really sure. I'll see you next time. Make sure you rate, comment, and subscribe. I always forget to say that. It's somewhere here too. Boom, 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 boom.